Hello, everyone. It's Art Russell here at Think Twice on YouTube and thinktwice.me at wordpress.com. In today's video, I share information about the law of attraction with the hopes that it can help improve the quality of your life. Now, of course, the information alone can't do that. But if you decide to contemplate the information deeply and apply some of the techniques, you may see improvements in achieving what you desire. So my interest in the law of attraction went back to when I was a teenager, maybe 17 or 18, reading books such as The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, those type of books. Now, I didn't understand the teachings in full, but I did at least in part. And I ended up reading, as you can see, a lot of books here, well over 100 books on the law of attraction at last count. So I'm going to relate a story that I hope will help you see what the law of attraction is and what it isn't. Let's go into what it isn't first. A lot of people think it's just positive thinking. That's not the case. Positive thinking, positive visualization about the desired results is indeed part of the teachings. But just having that anything comes along in life and you say, I'm going to think positively about it. Now that's better than thinking negatively. But it's not the key. The key is to put positive thinking together with what you intend, what you desire to see in your life. So that made sense to me, even as a youth, because I thought, well, thinking negatively, how can that help in any way? I mean, the example is sometimes given of somebody who's walking across a stage, let's say to receive their diploma, and that if they're concentrating on their ego is repeating, oh, I hope I don't trip, I hope I don't trip, as I receive the diploma, they may end up tripping. Why? Because they've thought it habitually. So to relate this information, I'm going to go back and use a prop here, which is my helmet. Now, I got back into motorcycling when in 2002, after being away from it for about 25 years. And at the time, it was an 800cc bike, which was the biggest that I'd owned. So I had some fear about that. But anyway, in another couple of years, I moved up to one that was a 1500cc, so even bigger and heavier, about another 100 and some pounds heavier. And in 2007, about a year after my divorce, I was out riding that bike one day, and I realized that I had a bit of a repetitive thought going around in my mind. And the thought was, gee, I'm pretty good riding this heavier bike out on the highway where it feels lighter. But I didn't feel that I was really good riding it at slower speeds in town. So I knew I had to come up with an affirmation, because just thinking about that was, in my mind, sure to bring around that result that I didn't desire. So I came up with an affirmation, and it went like this. I am a safe, skillful, alert, and competent rider. I am a safe, skillful, alert, and competent rider. I couldn't say excellent at that time because I didn't really feel it. So the idea is we must notch up our game incrementally. So I could say competent because I thought, yeah, I can aim towards that. I can believe that. So anyway, my riding, I did actually notice that I was getting more proficient at riding. And in long solo trips that I took in the coming years, post-divorce, I rode out to the west coast of Canada, up into the Yukon, Arizona, across the states. I had one trip was 23,000 kilometers long and about 45 days away, all with excellent riding. My affirmation, I ended up connecting to an activity with the bike. Every time I got onto the saddle, I would think it or even say it aloud as I was away from a motel or whatever, say it to myself. And then every time if I got off to have a break, have some water or whatever, when I got back on, I would repeat the affirmation to myself. So I was programming myself for the results that I desired to see. And in time, actually, very, very soon, actually, I was able to say I'm a safe, skillful, alert, and excellent rider, and I felt it. And I also said, and my riding improves every day. And I did notice signs of that. More attuned to the situations I was in, more alert to traffic. Now, I had my faulty way of believing in the law of attraction, though, was still in place. I thought the way the law of attraction worked, I knew it was that we bring about what we think about. But I still thought that I was the doer as the body, which is a natural position. We've been conditioned to believe we're the body. So I thought that the way this worked was I said that, thought that, felt that affirmation, and then I would receive what I called intuitive nudges to pull over, take a break, maybe stop at a motel at 2 o'clock instead of 4 or 6 o'clock or 8. And I listened to those intuitive nudges and trusted them that that's what was keeping me safe and having a wonderful time riding. And I can report that up until I had a motorcycle till about 3 years ago, and there was almost 200,000 kilometers of safe riding. Excellent riding. So now here's another key with this of something that I learned after this. The point is about the nature of our reality. So to those doubters that may be viewing this and thinking, my thinking has nothing to do with the results that I receive, are nothing, or the way I think and feel, I'm just going to offer a little bit more information. First, let's go to a book called The Law of Success by Paramahansa Yogananda, famous guru that brought a lot of wisdom to the West. Now, this is a law of attraction book. That's the reason I got it. Now, I missed the point of this until a few years ago. More of the dots started to connect. So you probably won't be able to read it, but you might be able to. So mind is the creator of everything. That's what I didn't know. That means our objective reality as we see it, as we experience, is created by mind. My position in the early days of applying this was believing that I was the form, the name, and the mind, the body-mind. So this, all of a sudden, if you can understand that, makes this far more logical to believe in the law of attraction, that what you're saying, what you're feeling is coming to pass. Now, if that doesn't do it alone, mind is the creator of everything, and it does not mean this. It means that this right now, in which I'm delivering this video presentation, is occurring in similar to a dream. It's so real that you cannot tell it apart from reality. We've been conditioned to believe that this is reality, so we limit ourselves to being the person. So then, of course, we can't dream beyond our abilities. We want to be an artist, let's say, but we tell ourselves, gee, I haven't got the education, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. So we squash our dreams right away, or we want to change our physical appearance. It's mind that's making objective reality. Here's another quote that may be of use to you. Andrew Carnegie was one of the wealthiest men in the world early in the 1900s. He is the man who commissioned Napoleon Hill to write Think and Grow Rich. It took him 20 years. He interviewed, by some records, over 500 men and women who were very successful. Here's a quote that I learned only a few years ago, but I'd like to pass it on to you. He wrote, any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, that is either feared or revered, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form. Now, isn't that odd for one of the wealthiest men in the world to state that any idea held in the mind that you emphasize? Be very careful, not afraid of what you're thinking, but this is more good reason than ever to think positively, to have good visualization, which you can practice deliberately 2 or 3 minutes every day, visualizing the results that you desire, and they will show up as your apparent future. It'll be experienced now. We only are in the now, but this is one of the keys. Anyway, I hope this information has been of some value to you today. If it has, please consider subscribing to the channel or clicking a like. And there's more information about both the law of attraction and our essential nature beyond name and form in my book entitled This Taste of Flesh and Bones. It's available through Amazon. Bye for now.